With classic code NLP, you have the person think back to a time you had that resource. Maybe it was calm or sharp-mindedness, whatever it is. Go back to that time in your mind, and then we're essentially taking a dipper and taking that event from the past with all the contextual junk attached to it, bringing it back and grafting it into where you need it. But new code works differently.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Thompson. I'm the CEO of Mike Mandel Hypnosis, and I'm here with head trainer Mike Mandel, who is the man behind the genius of Mike Mandel Hypnosis. We want to answer a question that we were asked, which is, what is the difference between classic code NLP and new code NLP? And Mike, tie it into hypnosis because people might wonder, what does all this have to do with hypnosis?
Well, realize when Neuro Linguistic Programming was formulated in the 1970s by Richard Mandel and John Grinder, they modeled the work of three powerful therapists, but one of them was Milton H. Erickson, and Erickson is arguably the greatest hypnotherapist who ever lived. So there's a lot of hypnosis built into NLP, and by doing NLP processes, we often create trances just automatically anyway.
And of course, we can do NLP processes on purpose inside of a trance.
Yes, you can put them together on purpose.
Right. Whether you're using an Ericksonian conversational style induction,
or a direct in your face kind of hypnosis.
PGO spike, slam it into the ground kind of induction.
Slam it in the slammery. Now think about it. Original NLP that is now called classic code. I hate it when people say old code. It's not. It's classic. It's still useful.
It's the original.
The original. Mandel and Grinder discovered all kinds of cool patterns like 6-step reframe and all kinds of interesting things. But old code NLP that we call classic code to still validate it, it uses a lot of submodality shifts, done in different ways. What is the picture you're seeing in your head? Is it associated or dissociated?
Is it blurry or is it in focus? Is it sharp or is it dull?
Is there any sound there? Is it buzzing? Is it quiet? Is it close? Is it 3D? All of this stuff is different ways of shifting submodalities. Now, in no way am I saying that that's the entirety of classic code NLP. It also gave us values hierarchy and all kinds of amazing things, anchoring. But new code NLP is different. For example, let's say you want a resource in a particular situation. With classic code NLP, you have the person think back to a time you had that resource. Maybe it was calm or sharp-mindedness, whatever it is. Go back to that time in your mind, and then we're essentially taking a dipper and taking that event from the past with all the contextual junk attached to it, bringing it back and grafting it into where you need it. But new code works differently. New code works by creating a brand new high-performance state by changing physiology and breathing and doing a number of other things like that, and then anchoring it into the future context where you will need it. So the person wants confidence. When they're speaking in public, you say, when was the time you had it? Well, I've never had it. Never? You've never spoken to anyone with confidence in your life? Well, at the wedding last year, but that's family. You still had it though, right? Yeah. Go back to that wedding last year. Think of it. Go into the event and bring all of what you saw, heard, and felt into the present. And now put it where you, anyway, that's the basic idea. With new code, it would be this. Breathe, feel powerful. How would you feel? How would you stand? How would you move if you had that resource
using the
already?
as-if frame.
As if frame. We're getting the person to breathe into a superpower state. And now when you pick up that microphone, this will be available. We're going to anchor it in. So the person goes to speak in public and the same thing happens, but there's no contextual material attached. They pick up the microphone and bang, they are instantly in that state they need to be in.
And of course, there's a lot more movement.
Yes, new code moves the physical body a lot. You'll get bilateral motion, which is involving both hemispheres of the brain. Which one's better? Depends what you're trying to do. In fact, we teach both of them because we think they are both amazing.
Okay, so that is in a nutshell the difference between classic code or old code or whatever you want to call it, original NLP and new code NLP, which involves a lot more movement and a lot more awesomeness, which we actually have a course on the Essentials of NLP, or NLP Essentials is the actual name of the course, to say it correctly. You'll find a link in the description below this video. Again, I'm Chris Thompson. I'm the CEO of Mike Mandel Hypnosis, and this is Mike Mandel, and he's the guy that makes hypnosis and NLP awesome and easy to learn. Together, this is our job. We have a lot of fun teaching you about this stuff. So whether you're here just for our YouTube videos, and you can ring that subscribe button, so that ring the bell after you hit the subscribe button on YouTube just for our free content, or if you're more interested in full, complete training, check out the links in the description. We have our Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy, or if you're just looking for an NLP course to get you started, NLP Essentials is the place to be. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again, and good night.